Okay, so I really want to talk about what I specialize in as far as fitness goes. There's a lot of different specializations out there, a lot of different types of training, but I do specialize in one area of training. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about the other areas of training and also the kinds of physiological adaptations you're going to try to achieve to get the results for those in those different areas of training. And because each area has its own specific adaptation, you need to be aware of that when you're doing your exercises. You need to ask yourself, is the exercise that I'm doing, is it conducive to the result that I'm looking for? You know, is it going to help me achieve that specific adaptation to give me the result I'm looking for? So that's very important. That's something you need to think about. Okay, so let's start with let's say you want to train for athletics. Okay, you want to train for athletics, so you want to do a lot of speed, agility, and quickness training. Okay, so you're gonna be doing a lot of drills. You might be doing some plyometric stuff also, using ground forces, vertical jumping. You might do some medicine ball training, trying to build up your explosiveness. But the adaptation that you're gonna be looking for in that particular area is going to be neuromuscular adaptation. Okay, being able to recruit your motor units in as efficient way as possible. Okay, another style of training, maybe you want to be a power lifter. Okay, you want to lift as much weight as possible. You want to create a huge amount of internal tension within your body to move a lot of weight. So maximal strength. So you're going to be doing a lot of Olympic lifts, stuff like that, which is the lifts that are going to require a little bit more skill. And you're also going to do a little bit, also some power training, maybe with medicine balls, because you do want explosiveness as well. That's going to kind of carry over into this area, but it's still the adaptation that you're still going to be looking for is primarily going to be neuromuscular, motor unit recruitment. Okay, another type of training would be endurance. So you're an endurance athlete and you like running marathons, you like performing activities for a long period of time, so you're going to want to build up a metabolic adaptation. You know, you're going to want to create that efficiency to how your body uses its aerobic pathways to prolong your activity. Okay, so that's a metabolic adaptation. Okay, so the last kind of training is the one that I specialize in, and that's strength training. It's training for hypertrophy, okay, for muscle breakdown. And the goal we're trying to get from that kind of training is it's optimal for body composition. I mean, that's what I specialize in. That's my passion. Muscle to fat ratio. Okay? Basically being able to make you look your best within your genetics. Okay? That's my passion. Yeah, I mean, I could do the other types of training too as well, but it's not my passion, you know? I don't really care too much about that. So what kind of people, what kind of demographic is body composition gonna appeal to? I mean, basically it can appeal to your average person. You just want to be able to look in the mirror and be confident with how you look, and when you walk around you want to have good self-esteem. It could be for, say you're an actress or an actor, you need to prepare for a role. You know, the studio wants you to put on a certain amount of muscle in a certain amount of time, lose a certain amount of fat. a model, anything like that. So it's a broad range, and it's the most popular. So that's why I like it. I just feel like it just carries over to it's I'm basically helping the majority of people basically look and feel their best. Okay, so since we're talking about body composition, that's our goal, ideal body composition, building muscle and losing fat. The adaptation primarily that we're going to try to achieve, it's not going to be so much metabolic or neuromuscular. It'll be a little bit of neuromuscular is going to carry over, but primarily it's going to be mechanical adaptation with the strength training, okay? And being able, moving that weight. It's a little bit different from maximal strength, okay? That's creating more of an internal tension. We want the muscle fiber. We want hypertrophy. That's what so it's almost kind of like a bodybuilding, but we don't go to the lengths because we're not on drugs. But it's similar to bodybuilding. We want myofibrillar hypertrophy, okay? So we're causing those little micro tears in your fibers, and then they rebuild. And you do that with strength training, getting stronger over time, because the two they're synonymous with each other, okay? If you're getting stronger over time, you're gonna be your muscle is gonna, your tissue is gonna build. You're gonna have more. It's that's how it works. And then so that's how we build the muscle, right? I've talked about this before. And then the diet, right? We lose fat with the diet. And so that's why I do emphasize these two things, because all those other areas of training, all the different types of, the adaptations I was talking about before, if we try to use those for what our intended result is, it's just going to be filler. It's not going to contribute meaningfully to get the result that we're after, which is ideal body composition. I mean, we're not going to, medicine ball training, that, it's good for other, you might want to get a different result, but for body composition, it's not going to produce, it's the law of diminishing returns. You're going to be doing so much stuff to produce a little amount for what we're looking for. And plus, if you're a normal person, you go to a 9-to-5 job, we're training an hour, it's 45 minutes to an hour a day. So in that hour, it's the strength training. Okay, you're focusing on those 4 exercises that you have and quality sets. And you're resting. Because of the quality of the sets, because of the intensity, you don't do them in a circuit style fashion. You're not doing a cardio aerobic. You're resting 3 to 4 minutes. That's the other reason why you don't really need the in-person trainer. I'm not going to talk about that again, but yes, you need to be, most of the time is going to be spent resting because of the intensity of those sets. Okay? And then when you're outside the gym, if you want to do your cardio, that's why I say do the walking outside the gym. Okay? We never combine the two. We don't. It's always optimal to do them separately. Okay? And then you're in your 500 or 600 calorie deficit, which takes the fat off. So to just kind of reiterate everything, when you do your exercises, really think about the adaptation you're trying to achieve. Is it a metabolic one? Is it a neuromuscular one? Or is it a mechanical one? Okay, so since I specialize in body composition, building muscle, losing fat, I'm looking for a mechanical adaptation. Other trainers, but it's important that things should not be crossed over, okay? And that's where I have the problem, okay? That's where, if your adaptation is body composition and then you're doing all these other things that are conducive, that's where you know, that's where it's just it's just not necessary. So just be aware. These are just things to be aware of. But I do specialize in body composition. I want to make that clear. Okay, so if that's what you want, please get in touch with me. Ask me any questions. But if you're on my program and you're going to be paying me, I'm going to get you results through. It's going to be the strength training and the diet primarily, and the cardio through walking. Okay, so yeah, send me a message or visit www.shelkofitness.com. All right, have a good one.